Hello, my dear friends. My name is Alexei, and you're on Zinchuk Media. So please get ready. This is an episode which is after your perception of politics will never be the same. Just we're gonna talk about US and Russia made a secret deal, and what's really happening. So they are making deals behind our backs of Ukrainians while treating us like a it's not like partners, not like friends. But we feel like to talking behind our back is like feel like a fool. Well, we are all about just to break it down. What's happening? Are you ready? So please just give a like, subscribe, and please comment your opinion. So what's happened? Really happened? The first high-level U.S.-Russia negotiations since 2022. Just took place in Saudi Arabia. And this is not just another diplomatic show or whatever. They are negotiating a peace without Ukraine. This is not just another, like talk, just, it's about, how to solve the things. They're talking big things. Trump, who is, like, he want to get big deal. And how Zelensky react? And what does it mean for us, like Ukrainians? Just our president is, I think, in my opinion, he's a Trojan horse of Russia. And just we'll talk later about this one. So it seems like we are right now witnessing of beginning of global game where Ukraine could be just sold out for exchange of for what? Of gas, oil, or political influence. Who benefits from this? Let's break it down. The negotiations were held in secrecy, kind of secrecy. They officially been announced only like a few hours before they began. Why such a secrecy? I think it's like they discussed more than just Ukraine. Topics included like in global influence shift in China, Middle East, and Africa. Because this is remind me like what's similar talks used to be like back many decades ago in Yalta in 45. Where just world being divided. Maybe it's gonna be next thing, just next kind of Yalta 45 gonna happen in like in Riyadh 2025. And the West must make concessions to the Kremlin, and this is not a joke. In exchange for what? Stability? You believe like Russia gonna provide you stability? No, they're gonna just provide more disaster because they're receiving like if they're gonna get Ukraine, it's like a benefit for crime. What they do if they're gonna get like no punishment. And right now, like a Trump with Putin continue restoring economic ties. And guess who is losing this deal? Like all of us. And I don't get it, like why just like all kind of political changes of United States, it looks like to me just leading to the disaster. And about these talks in Saudi Arabia, I think they just talk about like replacing Zelensky to more cooperative like leader in Kyiv. But who knows? We're gonna see what's going on. But like a reality, like in Ukraine, we just feeling like they boiling like a frogs, boiling like a frog. So just increase the temperature in a pan like slowly. And this is all happening according to like a kind of script. There's just kind of hidden script going on like right now in media space because it just put in like you hear everywhere like talking about Ukraine must compromise and final decisions will be made really in Washington and Moscow. Well, just it's understandable because like Zelensky is not just cooperative, and especially she's just like involved with this kind of scandals about corruption, and again, like in my opinion, like Zelensky is a Trojan horse of Russia. And again, look, right now, like in Western media is spreading like narrative about war fatigue, so everybody get tired. But you know what? Just if we're gonna fall down, like we Ukrainians, we're gonna fall down. What's gonna be happening? Like they're gonna be target Poland, Baltic countries. And, like for Western politicians must be very concussions about like what's going on right now, because sanctions against Russia, about Russia must be just remain, not revised, not just lifted. And just, like we, as you can hear a lot of talking about realistic politics, real politics. And these negotiations, like about real politics, real power. So what should we just forget about like all the law of like international law, and we're gonna see who has bigger muscles, like who has bigger like more rockets. This kind of like world order will lead to the just bigger disaster, which is gonna end up maybe just wiping up all like human civilization, like in my opinion. And now, like all this kind of talks happening right now, like there is a main question. What does it mean, like for all of us? It means the Kremlin is getting like second chance, and Ukrainians will be like pressured into accepting a peace with Russia conditions, which is nothing more than just slow, slaughterhouse or whatever. And can you realize, like, like just we are the victims, but we have to accept kind of terms where we didn't provoke. We've not been just not talking about like even just or just we're gonna join the NATO. No, we want to join the NATO, but the problem is Russia just started war back in 2014. We not yet even like didn't talk about NATO before at all. There was nothing about NATO before like 2014 in our constitution, nothing. After like they annexed Crimea, this has happened. So this is natural. If you're gonna see someone like, like offended you, so you prepare yourself, so you defend yourself. So this is natural. We're gonna talk about NATO because Russia is like compromised all our like just agreements, like political agreements about recognition and everything. And it's kind of dangerous what's just happening right now, because Moscow wants the West to recognize its legitimate interest in Ukraine. So what's next? What's next gonna be? Like Poland? Or just, they're gonna talk about Estonia, Lithuania. There is no end. And, like Ukraine, with this kind of pressure of Biden and, like, like Trump, if the pressure of Trump and we can fall in political crisis in Ukraine, because we're not going to say yes to the just Kremlin, whatever they're going to offer, and just on peace negotiations. For example, we have to surrender our army. It's like look like suicidal to us. So we're not going to do it. And but if Zelensky is gonna just say, "Hi, we have to surrender," and whatever, it's gonna provoke Maidan 3. It's gonna provoke another revolution, which is Russia will exploit, because this is political crisis. And Zelensky was soft on Russia before February 22, before like a full-scale invasion. He's now like, and Zelensky is himself like right now building authoritarian regime like Lukashenko. And like as Ukrainian, I cannot trust this man, because what's he been like recruited by FSB or just KGB, you name it, in Oman, back in Oman prior February 2022, when he flew and met with head of security office Patrushev. Like as Ukrainian, I'm asking like you just, there is a lot of things we can, like do together. But I want to tell you something. Zelensky is not represent Ukrainian nation. He's represent Russian Trojan horse, like malware, like a virus of Russia developed over years. You probably don't know what's going on, because Zelensky used to be just like on TV, like at least 3 hours a day, like through the main TV channels. And he used to have like multiple episodes of Servant of Nation. become like an ideal president. So it was a perfect psychological influence operation. And Russia made it. Like most of the people just voted for Zelensky, and he got into power. But what he done like so much permanent damage. He avoided like all the warnings about full-scale invasion prior February 2022, and now he's playing like a hero. But he's not a hero. He's a Trojan horse of Kremlin again, and we have to watch out what's gonna like next. So when you see kind of revolution in Ukraine, you know it's being manipulated, and it's a controlled house by Russia, because they are like put this president in power by manipulating people's mind through the TV show with like multiple episodes, like seasons. This is kind of, you know, like you cannot hear this kind of talks in the mainstream media because there is not many like insider information. But I'm gonna ask you something. Please leave a comment and share this video. Just I got a chat here, like if not Zelensky, then who? We have like a lot of other great leaders. We have a Zelensky, even the former president of fifth president of Ukraine, Poroshenko. There is, you know, like there is no such a thing just if it's, you know, like concentrated in one person. But, you know, David, I think like it's, we have to be just see what's going on, because if Donald Trump is gonna dismiss like a world order and he's gonna negotiate and just give a mercy to the Putin, we just come to the chaos of political like worldwide, because it creates kind of uncertainty to all of us. Whereas like international law is dismissed, so what we live, we're just gonna live like I don't know. Then other countries will try to get nuclear weapons, like you know what's happening right now, like to Iran, or just even like Saudi Arabia will inquire it, because it's kind of guarantee of whatever happening to them. And for Ukraine, I really appreciate for all of you viewers, you know, like, you know, my channel is being like 30,000 subscribers, but because of, you know, I done a lot of video uploads and like a lot of things, it's been like, I received multiple strikes in the prior. So, but for all of the viewers, if you see it, thank you so much for your comments, for your shares, and for everything, just because I'm restoring this channel, and your help is very, very appreciated. And thank you so much for everything you do. Believe in God and believe in fairness, because if there is no fairness, I know the world is brutal, but we have to just stand together and just unite together. This is kind of reminds me like of Ukrainian nation in the beginning of full-scale invasion. Even like they thought they're gonna took Ukraine over 3 days, didn't happen, because we've been united, and we're still united. It's because of you, because of principles of moral, principles of truth. This is important. What we have to keep and do the just, you know, like on daily basis, you know, like in our life, is whatever we do. And again, thank you, my friends, for your likes, subscribes, and if who subscribed like this, and also comments. God bless you all, and talk to you soon.